afternoon, everybody. Alan Hefner with D R Horton here, doing a video now on a couple of different things. We at D R Horton, of course, we try our best anyway to always have some promotions that are going on that are going to benefit our buyers. We're trying to combat the issues that people are having with homeownership these days. And a couple of them, just to mention, the biggest ones are going to be interest rates and property values. There's nothing we can really do about property values, as a builder and as a, sales entity company. We need to be competitive with market prices. So our prices are going to be what they are to an extent. Now, we are offering huge savings when it comes to the homes that we produce for people, particularly first-time home buyers, downsizers, things of that nature. We're at D R Horton, we're not necessarily focusing on the custom build homes or anything that are going to take a great length of time to create or procure. So that being said, we are passing down savings by eliminating options, by eliminating upgrades and things of that nature. And in this particular market, I think that is paramount. There are builders out there still that are allowing upgrades and options, and they also have build times that are somewhere in the vicinity of 12 to 16 months. So if you can imagine going under contract right now and not knowing what your interest rate's going to be by the time the house is actually complete, that's what a lot of people are facing these days, on top of the already scary property values, new purchase prices, and interest rates. So with that being said, I wanted to go over a few things here. I've got a couple of slides here. So to touch briefly on one of the promos that we currently have going on here, and this is actually good through the end of October. So this is October 2023. This promotion is good on select homes. So if this is of great importance to you, then we could certainly talk and I can give you more details as to which homes this would be applicable towards and anything else you might want to know. So just go over this real quick. Typically new construction homes do not come with the following. So refrigerator, blinds, and garage door opener. Now with this move-in package, in addition to some of the other incentives that we're offering, you are also able to get the refrigerator, blinds, and garage door opener. So again, this is for select homes, and this is on top of the closing costs that we're going to help you with, again, on select homes. So up to, now let me back up. So this is for a FHA or a VA mortgage, very important. So if you're a first-time home buyer, there's a very good probability that you're gonna be doing a FHA loan. You'll be utilizing an FHA loan. With that being said, we'll get you up to $7,500 in closing costs. Now, it depends on where you work, what you do for a profession. I might be able to get you a little bit more closing costs, but $7,500 is a good base. That's a good realistic expectation of what you can expect. On top of that, you can get as low as a 4.99% interest rate, which is huge. In this market, I looked just this morning, the average interest rate, if you were to go talk to Joe Schmo lender, and you say, hey, Mr. Joe Schmo, I'm looking to get an I'm looking to get a mortgage loan. What would my interest rate be? They're going to quote you somewhere in the vicinity of 8.12. It's not necessarily high. We've certainly seen higher rates in America's history. Right now, we're somewhere around the rates that we had in 2008, in 2000. So we're not necessarily high, but they are most certainly higher than they were a year or 2 years ago. So I think a lot of people got used to those ridiculously low, historically, unprecedentedly low interest rates, and it wasn't realistic. I mean, ultimately what ended up happening is exactly what you're seeing now, what a lot of people are having issues with when it comes to property value. So the interest rates went down. Everybody and their mother came out of the woodwork wanting to buy a house. Therefore, inventory went down on pre-owned homes. Actually, new construction was having a little bit of an issue keeping up with demand as well. You might have heard horror stories from friends or family regarding build times and issues with windows or paint or concrete or whatever the case is. So, those interest rates ultimately negatively affected a lot when it comes to the real estate industry. So a lot of people were able to take advantage of it, and for that, my hat's off. That's great. But focusing on where we are now, this is all just to paint a picture as to why we are where we are. That being said, with the low interest rates that we're offering, so again, FHA VA as low as 4.99. So basically the way this would work is, of course, you set up an appointment with me. We'll talk, we'll go over the specifics in detail in person, get you set up with DHI Mortgage, which is my preferred lender. We actually own DHI Mortgage, so the fact that D R Horton owns its own mortgage company is extremely advantageous for you, to say the least. That's how we're able to offer these 4.99 as low as 4.99% interest rates. And on top of that, if you were doing a conventional mortgage, conventional mortgages are going to require a little bit more money down. FHA is going to be minimum 3.5% down, and then VA is going to be nothing down, of course. But these two you're going to get as low as 4.99, and then conventional you're going to be 5.75. So these rates are fixed, and the beautiful thing about these are, again, on select homes. So whichever homes these are applicable towards, once you go under contract, the sales price of that home on that contract and the interest rate that you are quoted is locked in. I just had to do an addendum yesterday for one of my buyers. We have now paid an additional $10,000 just to extend her rate. She signed only last month, but this is how much it's costing us as a company to extend these rates, just to buy down the rates. I mean, it's lots of money. You're looking anywhere between $20,000 and probably $45,000 for us to buy these rates down from the market average, which is going up, it seems like, every other day now. Again, we're at about 8.12. To go from an 8.12 to a 4.99, that's an atrocious amount of money. And then, like I said, we are extending the rate locks as well, because once you go into contract, whatever the rate was that we quoted you, or DHI quotes you, that's what you're going to remain with. So 5.75 conventional, as low as, and then as low as 4.99 with FHA and VA. Now, both of these rates, both of these numbers are going to be relative to your credit score. So you'll apply with DHI. They will run your credit, look at your DTI, which is your debt to income ratio. They will look at your credit score itself, and based off those determinations, they will see if you're eligible for these rates. And of course, they'll discuss options with you. If possible, you might be able to put a little bit more money towards buying down some rates. The very first step, though, of course, is to apply with DHI, kind of see where you stand and go from there. All right, so that's the move-in package. You got the refrigerator, blinds, garage door, rates as low as 4.99 and 5.75 for conventional. Now the next slide, so this is just a quick snapshot of the communities that we currently have available. So I am actually located out in the Evergreen community, and I love it out here. So this is Holly Hill, which is, if you're not familiar with Holly Hill, basically smack dab in the middle between Columbia and Charleston. So actually, we're like right here. So Columbia and Charleston. So the good thing about Holly Hill, in addition to all the other things I'll mention, Holly Hill is, again, between Columbia and Charleston. So you've got, if you're a VA loan, if you're a veteran, if you know friends, family looking for for VA hospitals, we are right in between the two VA hospitals in this area. So if you or friends or family are particular towards the Columbia VA hospital or the Charleston VA hospital, the Holly Hill area is going to allow you the opportunity to be right in between. So here's the thing. Here's the reality. So D R Horton, we are what I like to call the trailblazers when it comes to new communities and new areas. So we are the first out here in Holly Hill as far as a new community is concerned, and there will be others to follow suit soon. And we have the groundbreaking opportunity out here to get things like this started. We're going to be improving the Holly Hill area. We've got several things going on with the government and the community, trying to make everybody's lives better as much as humanly possible, all while offering affordable housing for people. We've got huge lots out here in Holly Hill, 0.3 to 0.55 acre lots. So these are big lots. We do have city water and private sewer. So you will save a little bit of money there not being on city sewer. And they are engineered septic tanks. So there's a very little bit of maintenance that's involved, but you're thoroughly explained throughout the entire process what's expected of you to maintain the septic tank, but nothing really to it. Anyway, so that's my plug on Holly Hill. Now, all of these communities I'm able to assist you with. So as you can see, we've got a pretty good footprint in the area. So we've got new neighborhoods in new communities in Moncks Corner. We still have Pine Hills and Cane Bay. We've got some coming up out in the Walterboro / Hollywood area. We've still got Santee and of course Holly Hill. So we've got some amazing opportunities out there. And as you can see here, you're welcome to rewind, pause, whatever you got to do. But this kind of gives you a snapshot of the price points and all that good stuff. One thing I do want to say about Holly Hill, we do have low 300s right now, but as we are a new community out here, of course, with every sale or every X amount of sales or X amount of time, there will be price increases. So to take full advantage of the large lots and tremendous amount of space between the homes, the beautiful tree scenery, the peace and quiet that's out here in Holly Hill, the fact that you are close to, you're again halfway between Charleston and Columbia. We're 20 minutes from Cane Bay. If you know where Cane Bay is, it kind of puts things into perspective for you. We're not that far out in Holly Hill. So I would love to show you around the Holly Hill community, specifically Evergreen. But yeah, let's talk more about that if you'd like. Now, I'm going to go back to this real quick, and I'm going to focus on the 499 and the 575. This will be the last slide I go over here. So the 499 and the 575. To drive that home, I have my best friend here. This is my Why Buying Now Makes Sense chart. I pass this along to every single one of the real estate agents that I work with, and I try to pass this along to every single person that comes in here to my model to talk to me about anything out here ever. If they take nothing with them except for this, I'm happy. And if I can drive this home every day, I will. But this is really big. So, all right. So if we, let's say 5%, right? So 499 is where that's the lowest rates that we have to offer. Now this chart doesn't, okay, here you go. When I made this chart, when this chart was created, I think we were somewhere around a 7.5 was the highest we were seeing as far as national averages. Again, we're over 8 now. Folks, it's over 8.12. Somewhere in that vicinity is what the average is. We'll work with what we got though. So I'm down here, right? What we're offering as low as 4.99 is going to be right about here. And then 7.5 is the highest my chart will go. So we'll paint a picture for you here. So if you look, you see these dark blue highlighted columns here. So basically what those are showing is at a 7.5% interest rate with a mortgage payment of $2,391. Now, one thing you need to know, this chart is only showing principal and interest. Only principal and interest. This is for an illustration purpose only. None of these numbers are to be taken to heart. I am not quoting you on an insurance, or excuse me, on a mortgage payment or anything along those lines. This is just to paint a picture. That being said, $2,391 a month mortgage payment for principal and interest only at a 7.5% interest rate. You could afford a $360,000 house. Okay. On the same token, again, 2391, 2346, pretty close together. You can go either one of these if you want. At a 5% or a 5.25%. So we started at a 7.5. We're now down to 5 or 5.25. The same mortgage payment, principal and interest, you can get a $460,000 house. So you go from $360,000 purchase price to a $460,000 purchase price, a difference of $100,000 for the same principal and interest payment per month. If that doesn't drive it home, I don't know what will. That's huge, folks. What we're offering with this 4.99 or 5.75 even. So let's talk about conventional. So conventional, remember, you're going to have a little bit more money that you're going to be putting down. So your loan's going to be less because you're putting more towards your down payment. $300,000 house, 20% down, you're putting 60 grand down, you're going to finance $240,000. My mental math is correct. But you get the idea there. So conventional, we're offering as low as 5.75, same scenario. $2,391 is $360K purchase price or $440,000. It's huge. I mean, it's massive. So why would you not want to get a lower interest rate? We have quick close inventory. So we have homes that are available to close within 30 days or longer if necessary. Our ground up builds are about 3 months, 3 and change. I'd say, 3 months to 3 months and 2 weeks, somewhere around there. So what I've been doing for a lot of people, if they come to me and their credit's not necessarily where it needs to be, which I'll tell you right now, about a 640 credit score gets you to where you can have these interest rates that I've been talking about. So the 4.99, 640 credit score. The 5.75, 640 credit score. Now, if your credit score is not at 640, but you are close, I can help you. If your credit score is somewhere around 580, I can help you. There are things that I can do. I have HBC, which is my home buyers club. We can put you in that. We can get you all fixed up in a certain amount of time to get you under contract now, and then put you in a home when your credit is repaired and you're good to go. I cannot stress enough, I cannot help you if I don't talk to you. So my strongest advice would be come in, let's set an appointment, sit down with me, let's go over what your options are. It's free information, folks. I'm not gonna tie you to the chair and force you to buy a house. Don't be intimidated by the fact that I am a salesman and I work for D R Horton. I'm here to help you. My number one job at the end of the day is to make sure I've provided as much assistance to as many people as humanly possible. That's all I want to do. So again, this buying power chart, I hope this is stuck in your brain at this point. I hope when you go to sleep tonight, you see this in your dreams. This is huge. Again, to recap, we have high property values these days. It's not going down anytime soon. In the foreseeable future, property values are going to, at the very least, remain where they are or most likely continue to rise. So waiting is never the best option, and it certainly isn't now. Interest rates are continuing to rise. We are able to offer these lower rates, the 4.99 and the 5.75 for now. This is not an infinite pool of lower interest rates, though. We spend billions of dollars nationwide as a company on buying down these rates, billions of dollars. So basically every home that or every contract that we write for somebody and we give them a 4.99% interest rate, that's taking a large chunk of money or a certain chunk of money out of the total money that we've put forth nationwide. So you got to remember, somebody signs a contract in Texas, somebody signs a contract in wherever. Doesn't necessarily have to just be South Carolina. We're taking money away from the larger fund that's allowing people to have those 4.99 or 5.75 rates. So time is of the essence. Property values are going up. New construction home values are going up. Interest rates are going up. We're still offering $499. In addition to $499, we're throwing in refrigerators, blinds, garage door openers. We've got homes that can close in 30 days. We've got homes that can close in 90 plus days. We've got neighborhoods everywhere. We've got it all, folks. So we're a one-stop shop at the very least. I encourage you to come in and talk to me. I would really like to talk to you about Evergreen in Holly Hill, but I'm happy to talk to you about any of our communities. We have brand new, like I mentioned earlier, the new places out in Monk's Corner. So Carolina Groves is absolutely gorgeous. They're going to have some townhomes out there, and as well as single family homes. But that is an Energy Star community. If you're not familiar with it, I strongly encourage you to Google it or set an appointment with me. Let's talk about it. But you will, whoever purchases out there is going to be saving a ton of money just on their utilities. It's an Energy Star community. So every single house out there is going to be Energy Star rated. Towns of Merrimack, townhomes. So those are really nice out there as well. Stony Ridge is actually closed out. So, but yeah, we still have some stuff left over in the ponds as well. Shell Point's closed out. Let's see, Pine Hills, we still have tons out there. Taylor Farms is all but closed out. French Quarter Creek, still have plenty of opportunity out there. That's our Hugie community. Santee, we still have some great options out there as well. Santee is going to be our lowest priced community. So if you're looking, if you or so whomever is watching this, real estate agent, buyer, whatever the case is, if you or somebody you know are looking for some lower priced homes, Santee's got it. Certainly good for investment properties if they're cash purchases. That's a golden opportunity out there. Santee is up and coming, just like Holly Hill. You know, the harsh reality is this, folks. We're running out of room within the cities. The Somerville, the Ladson, Goose Creek, areas like that, they're all going this way. They're all going out towards Holly Hill. So Holly Hill, Santee, Ravenel, things of that nature, it's coming. It's not going to be just us either. There's going to be there's already tons of builders out in the Ravenel area. So everyone's moving out towards, you know, the more rural areas, if you will. So it's just the nature of the beast. But outside of that, I hope I was able to go over as much as humanly possible to paint a picture as far as what we're offering and how big of an impact the lower interest rates that we're offering will have on your mortgage loan. So Alan Hefner with D R Horton, call me, text me, shoot me an email. I'm happy to help anybody in any way humanly possible. My cell phone number is 843-925-6766. Call me, text me anytime. I am here to help you. If you, friends, or family are looking to purchase, let's talk soon. All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.